9 hikers vanished on a frozen ridge in 1959. When rescuers arrived, they found a tent slashed open from the inside and barefoot tracks leading into the woods. Bodies later appeared scattered across the mountain, one with shattered ribs, one missing her tongue, others frozen mid-stride as if they died trying to return to camp. No footprints but their own, no attacker, no answers, just a mystery cold enough to outlive them.
Subscribe.
Winter 1959. The Ural Mountains stretch across Siberia like the vertebrae of something ancient. Remote, silent, a place where sound freezes before it can echo. 9 hikers from the Ural Polytechnic Institute began their expedition toward Mount Ortorten. Young, skilled, disciplined, led by Igor Dyatlov, a man known for preparation, so meticulous, friends joked he could plan a snowstorm away. Their group was cheerful in the photographs they left behind, smiling at the trailhead, balancing through deep drifts, carving small triumphs into the wilderness with each step. Their journey was challenging, but completely within their abilities. On February 1st, they made camp on the eastern slope of a mountain with a Mansi name, Kholat Syakhl, the Mountain of the Dead. The name was not ominous to them, just folklore, just a coincidence. In the group diary, Dyatlov wrote, "Everything is fine. Tomorrow we climb." It would be their final words to the world. When the hikers failed to return, rescue teams were deployed into the blinding white of the Ural Ridge. They found the tent first, partially collapsed, half buried in snow, but still upright, its ropes frozen stiff in the wind and slashed open from the inside. Whatever forced them out, it had not used the entrance. 9 sets of footprints trailed downhill toward the tree line, barefoot, socked, or wearing only a single shoe. Slow, orderly, not the desperate chaos of people fleeing an attacker. The temperature that night had dropped to minus 30 degrees Celsius. No one walks into that barefoot unless something far worse is behind them. Under a cedar tree, the first bodies were found. Yuri Krivonishenko and Yuri Doroshenko. Both half-dressed, hands burned, branches broken up to 5 meters high, as if they climbed frantically, or tried to tear burning wood from the tree. A small fire lay beside them, long dead. Between the cedar and the tent, they found Dyatlov, Kolmogorova, and Slobodin, scattered across the snow, all facing uphill, as if they had been trying to crawl back to camp in their final moments. Months later, in early May, deep inside a ravine beneath 4 meters of snow, search teams found the remaining 4 hikers: Dubinina, Kolevatov, Zolotaryov, and Thibaut Berignol. And here, the mystery turned violent. Dubinina's ribs were crushed inward, with a force comparable to a high-speed car accident. Thibaut Berignol's skull was fractured so violently that one investigator wrote, Such trauma could not be caused by a fall. Yet their skin showed almost no external bruising, as if something had crushed them without touching them. Dubinina was missing her tongue, her eyes, her facial tissues, and several hikers' clothing showed traces of radiation. But no footprints, no attacker, no struggle, just snow, silence, and bodies arranged by something no one could explain. The Soviet authorities arrived quickly and quietly. The official conclusion was typed in a single vague phrase: a compelling natural force. What force compels 9 trained hikers to cut their tent from within and walk barefoot into a killing night? No answer was ever provided. The case was closed, classified, and buried under secrecy and snow. Witnesses reported strange lights in the sky on the nights surrounding the incident. Orange spheres drifting above the ridge, too slow for meteors, too silent for aircraft. The military said nothing. Mansi hunters told investigators that the mountain was considered dangerous. Not cursed, not haunted, simply avoided. One elder put it simply: there is something on that slope that does not let you pass twice. A search volunteer later confessed, at night the wind sounded wrong, like something was calling through the snow. He never returned to the mountain. Over the decades, theories multiplied like snowflakes, each delicate, each melting under scrutiny. The avalanche theory, the official modern explanation, but the slope was too shallow, the tent too intact, the bodies too far apart. The internal trauma too inconsistent, and footprints from the tent to the forest remained sharp, undisturbed, something no avalanche leaves behind. Military tests, parachute mines, ballistic shock waves, secret weapons. It explains the lights, it explains the pressure injuries, but not the missing tongue. Not the orderly footprints, not the barefoot exodus of experienced mountaineers into deadly cold. Infrasound, low frequency vibration from the wind triggering panic and hallucination. Interesting, but it does not crush ribs without bruising skin. Mansi attack, dismissed almost instantly. No tracks, no motive, no signs of struggle. The Mansi people were respected, peaceful, and familiar with hikers. Something else, a phenomenon with no name, a force that can crush bone without touching flesh, that can terrify trained hikers into abandoning warmth, boots, coats, and reason. One investigator wrote privately, "I believe they saw something that made staying in the tent worse than dying outside." The statement was never included in the final report. Today, the Dyatlov Pass is a tourist route. Snowmobiles, selfies, bright jackets against a pale horizon. But at night, guides still speak in low voices. Cameras glitch, compasses spin, the air hums in a way that feels like breath held too long. 9 crosses stand in the snow, quiet reminders of the night the mountain kept its secrets. Whatever happened in 1959 did not leave tracks, it did not leave witnesses, it did not leave any answers. Only a tent, cut open from the inside, footprints fading into the dark, and a mystery cold enough to outlive everyone who touches it. Kholat Syakhl, the mountain of the dead. Some places do not kill you quickly. They simply wait.
Like and subscribe.